Number 7. How do you know what is your best neutral? How did I know, for example, that brown or ivory suited me? Well, the best way to know is to go to Sephora. Going to a makeup artist is not going to be entirely accurate, but it's better than nothing, so I'll explain why. So, when you go to Sephora, ask what foundation suits you. Now, foundation, unlike a couture color analysis, is not custom, unless you get a specific type. Foundation comes in warm, or cold, or neutral. So, warm and cold are accurate, and it's a great determinant of a color season. So if you went to 5 different makeup artists and 4 out of 5 said you're a cold color season, this is another thing. And you say, okay, so am I cool or warm toned? This is another question you can ask your color season consultant. Some will say, okay, for free, they'll tell you accurately. Again, some of them won't, but this is how you would know that it's accurate. So if you have neutral, there's no such thing as a neutral skin tone in color season, because we will be going custom down to the micron, and there is always a little more of a warm or a cool if we're going down to the nanometer. I never, over many years, had a client in between 2 seasons evenly. They would always be closer to one or the other. Sometimes it would just take a very long time, and of course their shade of skin, according to Sephora or their makeup artist, would be olive. And these clients are tough to sort. It takes time, but it's worth it. In the end, we find that they're either cool or warm toned. Now, if you're olive or neutral, what would be your neutral skin tone, right? And what neutral colors would suit you? So I would say you can wear anything not extreme. For example, a cool gray will not suit someone. Or maybe it might, but chances are not that strong. Having a blue-gray, gray-blue that's very strongly cold, or a yellow ivory that's strongly warm, stay away from those until you have a professional consultation. Now, if Sephora says you're cool toned, and then you went to MAC and they said you're cool toned, and you went to Nordstrom's and they said you're cool toned, well, you can wear a blue-gray neutral. But a warm camel might not suit you. So, what neutrals are warm and which ones are cold? Gray can be a warm gray or a cool gray. And it's most likely to be a cool gray, especially pencil gray. Ivory is warm. Navy can be both cool or warm. White is cold. And black is cold. Now, if you are high contrast and warm, sometimes you can pull off black and white, or white and navy. Even those 2 colors are not in your season, the contrast is. Something rather important to note about cool or warm toned is that if you are a woman of color, a very important point is that women of color can pull off color in the wrong season, and it won't be vulgar or too unflattering. For example, Michelle Obama is cool toned, but she can pull off an orange. However, camel will certainly unalive Michelle Obama and make her look sick. With white people, it's the opposite. So Princess Catherine will often wear camel, and camel is absolutely not her color season, but she doesn't look too bad wearing it, because the wrong neutral does not look awful on white ladies. If you're a woman of color, it's as though colors are your neutrals, and if you're white, neutrals are your neutrals. So if you're a woman of color, it's extremely critical not to wear the wrong neutral, or you will look sick and people will be asking you, how's your health? If you're white, wearing the wrong bright color looks vulgar, which is why we never see Princess Catherine in orange.